the fruits of your labor did not go in vain, as we were able to get a proclamation signed by the city recognizing the Accord massacre. It had been going for 100 years, and it never been recognized, there never been an apology, anything of that nature. So now we stand before you with a group of citizens and myself. We were able to get this proclamation signed. So I'm here to present this to St. Mark, to thank you guys so much for your support. And this will be hung somewhere in your church somewhere, but definitely want to make sure that this goes recognized. And the proclamation states, whereas the city of Ocoee is dedicated to cultural diversity and the ability of all citizens to exercise their right to vote. And whereas the history records clearly shows that African Americans resided in West Orange County and around what later became the city of Ocoee were grievously denied their rights to vote, their properties, and their very lives in a series of unlawful acts perpetrated by a white mob and government officials on November 2nd, 1920, and the following week simply because they tried to vote as an eligible citizen, as eligible citizens should be able to do so. Also, such prominent local leaders as Mose Norman and July Perry. And whereas the history records also reveals that no African American persons resided in the city of Ocoee for the following 60 years, leading to the era being referred to as a sundown city. And whereas the city of Ocoee seeks to express its regret and horror at the events of November 1920, will recognize the more recent effects of local leaders and citizens of all cultures to create a diverse community open to all residents and visitors. And whereas the population of the city is now highly diverse, a sunrise city with African Americans being a large portion of the population. And whereas the city opposes all efforts to divide its citizens on the basis of color, creed, religion, national origin, culture, or political belief. And whereas the city believes that remembering and honoring those individuals who were killed, injured, driven from their homes, and had their properties taken from them is a core requirement of ensuring that such acts do not ever occur again. And whereas the city's Human Relationship Diversity Board has developed language for an historic marker describing the events of November 1920 and the city's efforts to change the community's culture and encourage those atrocities, to disencourage those atrocities. And whereas the city commission of the city of Ocoee has the desire and authority to erect such a marker in a public place so that all visitors may recall and consider the events of November 1920 and jointly vow to never allow such a cultural divide to exist in the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Ocoee that the city shall erect a suitable historic marker in the public space that will describe the tragic events of November 1920, that November 2nd shall be declared a day of remembrance for those residents of Ocoee of West Orange County who lost their lives, their property through an act of domestic terror, and that any future public culture event held by the city during the first week of November shall acknowledge the terrible events of November 1920 that sought to disenfranchise a group of citizens and shall emphasize the community's need for cultural diversity. Let it be known that Ocoee should now no longer be known as a sundown city, but as a sunrise city, with the bright light of harmony, justice, and prosperity shining upon all citizens. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Ocoee, Florida, to be affixated with this 20th day of November 2018, Mayor Ocoee. So I want to thank you so much for allowing me to
give it another big old praise. Come on, baby.